Hi class, it is Wednesday, and so I just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback about your recent assignments, as well as a few pointers moving forward. First, I'd like to say I'm sorry for sending so many announcements out to the class, but I'm trying to give you a variety of opportunities to participate in and just get to know some of the things that are going on campus. So if you are interested, please go for it. And if you are not interested, just delete those messages. Uh, the first assignment I wanted to give you a little bit of feedback on was your perception checking activity. After reading your responses and the risks that you took in your conversations, I just want to say good job. And one of the themes that I noticed throughout all of your reflections was that it was very easy to perceive things personally from the other person. So if someone's treating you poorly, it's very easy to read it as if you did something wrong. But often when you checked your perceptions, you realized that their attitudes, their nonverbal behaviors were really about something else. And so it was able to kind of relieve stress in your relationships. Another observation that many of you had was that entering into those conversations felt awkward or scripted at first. And I think that you're right on. When anytime you're trying to follow a formula or you're trying something new, it can feel a little bit weird. But all of you who said that went on to say that the conversations that you ended up having with that person opened up new opportunities for emotional expression and connection that you would not have had otherwise. And so good job pushing through that awkward moment of trying to feel like, what am I really saying? And to see that this really works. Even though it might feel scripted, the script is there because it works and it helps you to connect with others in your relationships. So I encourage you to continue perception checking, not just make this a one-time thing that you did for this activity, but see how you might check your perception a few more times this week and see what benefits you may have. Second, I have given you feedback on your blogs, and I encourage you also to go in and still look at your classmates' blogs and make comments and read the comments on one another's blogs. I think this is a great opportunity for you to make connections with one another and see your similarities and differences, and I've already seen some good feedback on your blog posts. One thing that I noticed is that many of you have a difficulty in setting goals. So when I asked the question, what can you do to improve your communication in light of what you've learned? I got responses like, I'd like to put myself out there more. I want to listen better, or I want to not be so critical. Those are all great observations, but how are you actually going to do that? What is something that you can do to move yourself in that direction? So if you want to be more emotionally expressive, it might just be that you need to understand what your emotions are first. And so you start journaling or start recognizing your emotions in conversations. It might be that you already know what your emotions are, but you want to actually share them with someone else. So pick one relationship. Maybe I want to share my emotional reaction with my mom this week one time and just see how that goes when you set that very specific goal. So I uploaded a video on SMART goals. It's now located in course resources for you to check out. And it's just a 4-minute video that really talks about how to set goals. And hopefully that will help you see kind of what I'm going for in those action item areas of your assignments. The last thing I want to say is this week, as we move into the language chapter, there is a wide variety of information. And the I messages and responsible language messages is often one of the biggest things that I get feedback from students on saying, this really helped my relationships. So when you're completing that responsible language activity prompt this week, I ask you to take that seriously and really consider, what type of language do you use? Do you use I language, we language, or you language? And what is the impact of that in your relationships? It's helpful to understand sometimes what our habits are, and again, it can feel kind of scripted to change things around, but I guarantee you that it's worth it. So I invite you to read over the plethora of resources that are in that additional resources folder and consider how some of the tips and trades in this chapter may benefit your both professional and personal goals.